Council Working Group on Children and Armed Conflict. Yesterday was Red Hand Day, which is the day for prevention against child soldiers. Therefore, our event today the briefing will focus on prevention. We have seen that in the Secretary General's report, grave violations against children continue to take place. Therefore, we feel that the Security Council needs to do everything that it can to avoid these grave violations from increasing, and we should stem them as much as possible. We'd like to see action on this. We will have two SRSGs with us today, Virginia Gamba, and also SRSG Malamijid. And we will have a CSO briefer who is based in Cameroon. She's a youth briefer. She has set up various NGOs on child issues, child protection, child rights, and she will brief us about the situation in the African continent.
Madam Ambassador, sorry, can I ask you about your meeting? My name is Sam Azim from Al Arabi Jadid newspaper. Can I ask you about your meeting this afternoon about Syria? It's a closed meeting, consultation. You will hear from Mr. Griffiths and other UN officials. First, why is this meeting closed, despite the fact that there's a lot of media interest to know more about the subject? And secondly, do you believe that there should be? Did you start discussing a draft resolution about opening additional cross-border points?
Your meeting will first be in private meeting format, and then we'll have some countries outside participating, and then we'll go to those consultations. And the reason is because we wish to have a very frank discussion with Mr. Griffiths from the ground, because he is there. That's the reason why, and because there is an issue of transparency. It's very clear that the Security Council needs to be abreast, needs to work on this issue. We have not started discussing a resolution, but I'm sure that we will.
But on behalf of the children who've been suffering not only from armed conflict, but now an earthquake in northwestern Syria, there are reports that the aid just is not getting through. There's a lot of suffering. What's the Security Council doing to address those concerns?
This will be one of the focuses of the meeting this afternoon. So I can't preempt what we will do, but the first thing is the meeting.
But what do you say to critique? Sorry, what do you say to critiques that the Security Council is not doing what it should do and it's not doing its job?
We are meeting about it and discussing
a week
it.
later.
So I think that we are doing our job. We have to receive briefings from the ground. There's no point in meeting for us without the information. We need to be briefed, we need to be informed for us to be able to take a decision to move forward. This couldn't be done just because we see on the news what's going on. We have at the moment the Security Council representative on humanitarian affairs there, right? And he will brief us, and then we will take a decision. So I think the Security Council is acting promptly and diligently.
Why is it taking so long for the Security Council and for the UN to do something about Syria?
I have just replied to this question.
We are
waiting
about the
for
challenges.
briefing on the ground.
What are the
Because
challenges
this
that
way
you're
we have a
facing?
UN representative there who will be briefing us about the situation on the ground after having spoken also to local officials. Thank you. Commemorating an event which was held yesterday, which is the International Day for the Prevention of Children in Armed Conflict. It's called the Red Hand Day. So we had our first briefing on the subject in the Security Council, where the Special Representative Virginia Gamba for Children in Armed Conflict, but also Special Representative Malamijid for prevention of sexual violence against children, briefed us, and we also had a civil society briefer who was a young activist, female activist, an 18-year-old from Cameroon, has been active on the subject of children's rights and children's human rights and prevention of children in armed conflict since she was 14, and she's an award-winning activist on the subject. Malta was also, as you may be aware, elected to the Security Council, whereby we will also be chairing the working group of the Security Council in armed conflict. So apart from this being one of the priorities of Malta on the Council, we will also be active through our chairing of the working group. Today we listened to the latest briefings from the SRSG and also from the CSO briefer, where unfortunately we saw that even in the Secretary General's report on children and armed conflict, grave violations against children continue to be perpetrated, There was great support amongst all the 15 member states for the subject, thanking us for bringing this to the attention of the Council, for shedding light on it and supporting Malta to take further action on the Council, but also through the Children and Armed Conflict Working Group on the matter.